Welcome back and happy Friday. I'm Josephine Sage. Let's talk weather. We're noticing throughout today we still have clear skies expected. Lots and lots of sunshine, maybe a little bit of some intermittent clouds as we look towards later this evening, early evening to late evening hours. But the weekend also looking promising with lots and lots of sunshine. We are looking at possibly 80-degree afternoon highs today. So keep that in mind as you're headed out and about. It's definitely shorts and sandals weather. We also are expecting just a slight little bit of a cool off as we look towards those weekend days as well. Back down into those 70s, but still above those averages by a few degrees. We'll notice kind of up and down temperatures, at least for a little while. Again, possible 80 degrees this afternoon. We're dropping off into the 70s, even kind of mid 70s by Sunday, then even a few degrees cooler as we look towards the early work week. Back down in those 60s, mid to upper 60s. And then as we also look towards these days, maybe even a slight little bit of a chance for some April showers. But we'll notice before that happens, we're focusing on this high pressure ridge we've continued to kind of track as it's moved across the Great Basin and center itself right on over our forecast region. And then, yes, those April showers I was just chatting about are due to, well, possibly this closed low, bringing on in widespread showers for our forecast region. But mind you, here in the valley, we might not see that rain hit the ground. It's mostly going to be focused in those higher regions if it does hit. Now we're noticing even this afternoon, still clear skies. However, as we get into that maybe 6 p.m. hour, we are looking at those overcast skies, a little bit of a chance for some showers through that kind of Vail Pass region. And then it's going to be pretty intermittent in terms of that cloud coverage, because by the time we wake up tomorrow, we'll see minimal cloud coverage, even continuing throughout Saturday afternoon and into the evening hours. Then we'll fast forward just a tad bit into those later weekend days and still clear skies to be seen. Now, I do want to focus on the drought because it has shifted just a tad bit. Alamosa is not in that moderate zone anymore. Just that southern border of Colorado and Grand Junction and those surrounding regions is in that moderate zone. Those other areas are just in that dry zone. But over those areas in that southern area and even in that kind of southeast corner of Colorado, we have those fire weather warnings active and fire weather watches also active, at least until kind of that 8 p.m. hour tonight. Not only just in those regions, but also on the western slope. Please be cautious if you're headed out and about or camping. Be fire aware. Now today, I mentioned 80s, even 70s seen through Montrose. Those desert valleys, mid 80s to be seen possibly. And we'll notice in our almanac that we are, expecting those seasonal averages to jump up a little bit every single day. We're going to hit just about 15 degrees above what we're typically used to. Now, our wind speeds today could be peaking at 13 miles an hour in Grand Junction. We'll look at 11 miles an hour through Montrose, a little bit more mild through those areas in the higher regions. And that also means with elevated wind speeds, we do have a tad bit of some pollen. That means large tree pollen, low grasses, low weeds, just a tad bit of some mold pollen sticking around with us. And we'll notice that this evening we're going to be feeling just a tad bit cooler, and we'll notice that I still have these guys hanging out with me this week, Curly and Daisy. Those peak temperatures aren't going to happen until maybe about that 4 p.m. hour. And Discovery Auto Group's 7-day forecast does have, again, we're dropping down into those 60s and those low 70s through that early work week. And we'll notice in Montrose, we are just a few degrees behind in those kind of low 70s through Saturday and Sunday. That early work week, we're jumping up into, dropping down into those 50s before jumping back up into those 60s.